To understand Latins, you have to understand the background.
Oftentimes in the established church in many of these countries, it's a power broker at the top.
The idea that you exist to serve me, the leader.
We have a lot of popes in Latin America.
We have a lot of leaders who believe others are going to come and take their place.
Insecure leadership.
Authoritarian leaders.
Manipulating.
And they're wanting to make sure they maintain control.
That is so far from the leadership style of Jesus.
We're just on a recent launch trip, press conference. A young man stood up and explained about a recent survey.
Y una de las preguntas que les realizaron fue que quién era.
One of the questions was, who are the heroes the youth of Guatemala look up to?
Identificaron como héroe a Tecumumán.
Only 9% identified as a hero a guy called Tecumumán.
Their heroes are fictitious people.
And we need to change the way people see leadership in Latin America.
We need real-life mentors, models, heroes.
We are in our first group of conferences.
Right now, we're partnering with Equip.
In January 2006,
Right now, we're in phase 1.
John Maxwell and the Equip team
We are launching a Million Leaders mandate.
came to Latin America.
We've launched 12 countries.
El Salvador,
Guatemala,
Honduras,
Costa Rica,
Panamá,
and also in South America, starting in Colombia,
Venezuela,
Bolivia,
Peru, Ecuador.
many other countries are contributing to the goal.
This is just the beginning. 7 more countries in 2008.
All of the large countries are still coming up.
God can use this to be really a cultural shift.
What a new leadership culture will create are mentors, models, and heroes.
With leadership principles that are values-based, and empowerment is the goal, not control.
When I received from my Lord the word release, was very important for me. I grew up in a pastor-centered church, and I discovered the need about leaderships. Now we are building a body-centered church. Release, release, release.
Equip is all about training people, getting people's potential out. In our church, for example, last Sunday, we had at least 1,000 volunteers.
Those are people involved in Sunday school. A lot of people were ministering the Lord's Supper, television, radio.
All of them volunteers.
The more people in the church gets involved, the more the church will grow.
And when you believe in people, they believe they can reach what you believe.
Over the last 2 days, we taught 6 different principles.
Hoy el pastor Carl nos enseñaba.
Today, Pastor Carl was teaching us about all our priorities.
We have a little bit of the room in our day for God.
Mantenemos ocupados.
We're so busy in doing the things that are urgent.
God has also given us a responsibility to spend with our spouses.
Resultó imposible meter todas esas cosas, esas piedras grandes.
It was impossible to put inside of the bowl the big stones.
I don't even know if I've got time for mine in this day.
Because when we prioritize wrong, God and our family are left out.
And then here's my kids, here's Spencer and Connor. The only thing they want to know they want to know where Dad was.
Al final colocó las grandes.
So I take the big rock.
And then he put inside the big rock inside.
Y luego vació las pequeñas.
And then he put inside the little ones.
Look and see how all this fits together.
We felt challenged to keep our priorities always straight.
Mi esposa Sandra estaba muy contenta de recibir esto.
My wife Sandra was very happy that I had received this revelation.
Latins are committed to a cause when they have a cause.
At the end of our Train the Trainer event, we have a time where we cast the vision.
We want them to know that there's a commitment.
That they would train 25 leaders over the next 3 years.
There was an incredible moment at the Barquisimeto, Venezuela conference.
¿Cuántos están realmente comprometidos?
Asked them from the platform, how many of you were serious?
Levantamos esa
I looked at all the white sheets of papers and all the people that were actually devoting themselves.
People with passion, with excitement, want to do something for God, and they're just, boom, going for it.
These 1,000 pastors and leaders have signed a covenant.
It was not a commitment with men.
un compromiso con el Señor.
And we did that commitment with God.
We literally saw tens of thousands of people
God moved in a powerful way.
sign up to be trained and to be a trainer.
Realmente eran 25,000.
Really, we saw 25,000.
The thing that's moved me the most is the hunger.
They're willing to commit.
Where there's the greatest need, there's going to be the greatest desire.
That touched my heart profoundly.
It seems like God is moving in an incredible way in South America.
Este más que un evento,
This is the beginning of a great movement.
I know that God is moving in all Latin America.
Sometimes when we talk about leadership, we kind of separate it from the Great Commission.
Leadership is only meaningful if it advances the rule and reign of God on the earth.
If we become just a blessing club, we'll finish.
We have to advance the kingdom of God, and we believe leadership development is the best way to make that happen.
If we can impact a leader, we can impact a church, we can impact a community, we can impact cities, we can impact nations, and ultimately, in Latin America and beyond, we can impact continents.
I feel like the 1 Million Leader Mandate is a project inspired by God for our time, training men and women as leaders to go and to be part of the end-time harvesters.
We say in Guatemala, Guatemala será para Cristo. Now we say Latin America is for Jesus Christ.